Hello, fellow gregarious geeks and gamers, and welcome to this solo playthrough of Castellion, another game by Shadi, Torbey, and Zedman Games, another game that's part of the Oniverse series. I've played 4 of the games from the Oniverse series: Onirim, Castellion, Sylvian, and Nautilian. And my favorite two are Castellion and Onirim, with Castellion particularly being my favorite. It's actually one of the hardest ones. For me, it's the hardest. I have a win rate of about 1 in 5 or no, 1 in like 6 or 7. Whereas Onirim has more like an 80%, 75-80% win rate. So just be aware of the fact that I'm probably going to lose today. But that's all right. So look at this thing. As usual with the Oniverse games, just beautiful production. And you got this wall with this guy hiding through it. You open it up. Oh my God, there's more of these motherfuckers. And so on. It's a gorgeous little game. You also have this little poo man over here. Purple poo. This guy is supposed to be the menace, and he is trying to break into the world of dreams. There is a variant that uses him for something, but we're not going to be doing that. For today, we're just going to be using him as a marker for which threat is coming our way. The point of this game is to build a wall to protect the world of dreams. And we have these 3 threats coming. Today, we're going to be playing the Admiral's Academy, which is the base level of difficulty, or the medium level of difficulty. There is an easier level, but I don't recommend that one because it basically takes away all the strategy, just fills it with luck, and it's not really up to you whether you win or lose. And I would recommend going straight to this one. I don't think it's too complicated. You can do this. I genuinely like to play this game at the Menace level, which is the 3rd and most advanced version. But it's a bit overwhelming to try to explain that game. And maybe once we play this one, we could do another one with the Menace if that is something you're interested in. In this game, we will be building a wall to protect made up of 3 factions. We have little examples over here. We have the Juggler faction, the Seer faction, we have the Chameleon faction, the Pyro faction. But there will also be traitors, which will be helping these terrible ordeals come our way. In this big pink pile over here, we have 72 tiles that make up the wall. These include 12 traitors and I guess 60 faction pieces. So in that blue pile over there, we have 12 faction pieces. That is the safe pile where no traitors exist. So I'm just going to explain the game as we go. The main thing you have to know is we have to create 3 kinds of shapes, and you can see all those here. We have to create these 4 in a row vertically. These are called towers. These 4 Tetris brick style things, Tetris block style things, which are called bastions. And we have to create these 4 horizontal in a row, which are called lines of defense. And what these are is just in a row, say the line of defense is 4 of the same faction in a row. But each faction also has 3 shapes: the circle, the triangle, and the square. And we cannot place 2 squares of the same shape adjacent to each other. Adjacent being orthogonal, so not diagonal. And let's just go from here. The only exception to that is the base. We have to build a wall of a 6x6 grid. And in that base of 6, we can ignore the rule of no shapes being adjacent to each other. So let's just grab a tile. All right, terrific. So over here, we have a square pyro. So we're just going to start with that. The first ordeal that's coming our way will come after 3 traitor tiles have been revealed. Have been played, I'm sorry, because we can discard traitor tiles. We have to build a single tower, a single bastion, and a single line of defense, and have a complete base, which is a base of 6 tiles horizontally. Let's grab another tile. All right, we have a juggler, a triangular juggler. We now have to place everything adjacent. We can't just start one over here in the corner, so let's grab a 3rd. Another triangle, but it is a chameleon. So let's go over here and grab another. Great, triangular pyro. He's going to go right there. And so I'm going to try to build a tower of pyros over here. Next, we have a triangular dude, a triangular chameleon. Now, I can't place him here, but I can place it here because on the base we ignore the adjacency rules of shapes. So what my strategy will be initially is to build a couple of towers here and then go for a line of defense this way, and a couple of towers this way, and then try to build a bastion maybe here. Oh, we have a traitor. So when we have a traitor, we have two options. One is we can play the traitor to the card, and when 3 are revealed on that card, we have to encounter this ordeal. Or we can discard it. But if we discard it, we have to lose 4 tiles from our building. I think for now, I wish we'd gotten it a little earlier. I really like when we get early traitors because you can throw them away without consequence. But for now, I think we're going to play it and see what happens. Okay, terrific. We continue on with our tower with this square pyro. And now we'll continue on with our line of defense of chameleons. Each of these, when you discard them based on their factions, give you an ability. And as soon as we get the chance to do that, I will show you how that works. Here we have a square juggler, and we'll work our way upwards on that one. We haven't had any seers yet, which is interesting. Oh, there's a seer. So I was thinking of building a seer bastion here, but because it's triangular, I can't place it here or here. So I might toss it. I will toss it and show you how that works. So the seer's ability, when you discard it, which I am, is it allows you to reveal 4 tiles. And you must play those 4 tiles, but you get to see them before you play them. So I'm just going to grab 4 tiles and reveal them. Oh, sorry. Here we go. So we now must play all 4 of these. So I think I'll start with a seer bastion here. And then play... here, okay, so I'll play this circular chameleon to complete this line of defense. And now I'll show you what the chameleon discard ability is. When you chuck a chameleon, not in real life, just a chameleon faction, you can replace it with any tiles from the discard pile that match the shape. So I'm discarding a triangular chameleon, and I can take a triangular seer, which I can now place over here to work on our bastion. And now we have this one over here. And this one isn't, you can't have, say, let's say this chameleon is touching here. This negates this line of defense. So let's say you have a green line of defense, a chameleon line of defense. You cannot have any chameleons directly adjacent to it. You can have it diagonally adjacent, but not directly adjacent like that or like that, because that would, or like anywhere on top of here or below, because that would negate this. It wouldn't just be 4 in a row with no other chameleons touching them. So rather than throw it away, I was going to place it up here, but it is a triangle, so I can't do that. And I don't want to place it here or here because it'll affect my line of defense. I'm going to throw it for nothing. And we have another traitor. I should have maybe played the chameleon just as something that I can discard without consequence. And when you discard, you can't discard, say, these 3, because it would break the wall in 2. So you can never do anything that would break the wall in 2, but you can discard tiles underneath, and all the tiles just kind of fall into place. Kind of like, again, a Tetris thing. All right, so I am going to chuck it, play it. And then I'm going to sort of commit a little bit to these blue safe tiles, because I know there's nothing there until I have 2 blues and finish up one of my towers. So I get a bastion and a tower complete. I also want to repeat that you can only go 6 wide and 6 tall, so we can no longer play any more in this lower row. All right, it's a chameleon. God damn it. That's awful. Yeah, we're going to chuck it, I guess. That's a waste. Oh my goodness. All right, we will play this chameleon up here, just because it's an extra tile. And we have a square here, so this can't go here. This is going very poorly. This is great. So now we've completed a tower. So once we grow 2 more blue tiles over here, we should be able to go back to that deck without this pile of tiles without being scared. Here's a triangle, and that is unfortunate because it cannot be placed here because of that. But what we'll do is place it up here, and I'll show you why when we get the chance. Perfect. So this goes here. And now I hope to either get a pyro or a circular seer. I get a juggler. Juggler isn't helpful right now. A juggler, if I discard, would let me swap 2 tiles like that in either horizontal or adjacent, orthogonal adjacency, sorry. So I don't, again, I think I'm going to chuck this. And now we got a pyro, and I'll show you why the pyro is good. When you discard a pyro, which I will be, pile these up so they all fit in camera. When you discard a pyro, you can burn or discard a single tile from anywhere in your wall, as long as it doesn't split your wall in 2. So I will discard this one. When that happens, this will fall down. Then, additionally, so you can see over here, discard a single tile, and then you can hop a tile from the top of any one column to the top of any other column. And you don't have to follow the rules for shape adjacency. So I can hop this over, and even though there's 2 triangles next to each other, that is legal. What that means is I now have a tower, a line of defense, and a bastion. So I don't need to go through that blue tile anymore because I'm no longer afraid of getting a traitor for the first one. So we're going to draw from the top, and there's a juggler. We might as well continue here, but we can't because they're both square. Interesting. So we're going to discard this one. Oh, there's a traitor. And when you have a traitor with a black background, of which there are 3 in the game, out of the 12 traitor tiles, you must play. You cannot choose to not discard this one. You cannot choose to discard this one. So we have 3. That's 3. So now this must be encountered. So this says when you have 3 traitor tiles, you have to check if you have a single, at least 1 tower, at least 1 bastion, at least 1 line of defense. And if you don't, you lose the game. Well, I just so happen to have a seer bastion, a chameleon line of defense, and a pyro tower. So we have successfully completed the first ordeal. And we'll move this down to mark this. So the next ordeal we'll encounter after 3 more traitors appear is we have to have 2 towers and 2 lines of defense. So we've been working our way towards a second tower, and maybe with a couple pyros, we could jump these seers down and create a second line of defense. So let's work on that. Gonna grab a tile, and it's a seer. And seers are great because we can then reveal 4 tiles, which we will. There we go. Reveal, reveal, reveal. Bunch of jugglers. Well, if we go triangle here, see, another thing with strategy, I couldn't take the square because it would be adjacent to another couple of squares, but why did I take the triangle instead of the circle? A couple of reasons. Well, first most being I'm creating a spot where this spot is adjacent to 2 triangles, which means it can take either a square or a circle. If I placed a circle, then this could only take a square because it would be adjacent to a triangle and a circle. So this would be the better move, and I've done that. And then we're going to use the pyro right here, sorry. We have to burn a tile. So it's not optional to just jump something, we have to burn something. So I'm going to burn this tile. This will drop down. Again, things that happen due to the pyro's actions don't have to follow the rules of adjacency. Then we'll hop this one over. Again, does not have to follow the rules of shape adjacency. We'll then grab a circle, I guess, it doesn't matter here, to finish the second tower, and we are very close to having everything we need for this second ordeal. This I don't see a way to use, so I will again discard it. Draw again. Chameleon. Well, if you look ahead, for the third ordeal, we're going to have to end up with 6 lines of defense. So there's no harm in starting a line of defense on the top here. And I can't place it here because it would be adjacent to a square. So I'm going to just drop that here and see what happens. Triangle, seer. Would have been great, but unfortunately will not work because that's a triangle. So we will reveal 4. My goodness. Well, that's a mandatory trader, so we might as well place that here. If we had a chance to accomplish everything before, and this was the third trader, we could play all these before we play this. And if one of them was a seer, we could discard that seer to again fill up to 4 unrevealed, not another 4, but up to 4 revealed tiles. And do all those before we place that. But we don't have that situation, so I'm going to place the first of the traders. And we'll continue to work here. So we do need a triangular a triangular chameleon here. But also we need a square seer here. So I'm going to discard this chameleon, which I can then turn into a square of any other, which I will turn into a square seer, which I must then play and cannot choose to discard. And that goes there. So we're actually ready to encounter this as long as we don't damage the 2 towers or lines of defense. So we should continue to work on this line of defense over here. So we'll grab this circle, and we cannot place it here, but we can place it over here. If I placed it here, look at the consequence of that. Without using a pyro or some other ability, it would be incredibly hard to place something here because it would be adjacent to a circle, a square, and a triangle, so no shape would work here. So by placing it here, I need a triangular chameleon here and a triangular chameleon here. The danger of that being, well, I've already played 3, 4, 5, so it's not possible. So we're going to need to use some sort of pyro ability or some sort of juggler ability to fill these spots in, or at least one of these spots, because there's only 6 of each color shape combo in the game. I'm going to discard the pyro without consequence. No. Oh yeah, I am. I was thinking about starting a line of defense of pyros over here. But then, if there's 4 in a row, it would have to connect to this tower. And right now I'm not ready to get rid of that tower, so it would negate the tower and the line of defense. So I'm going to throw it without consequence. We now have a seer. And I think we can start a seer line of defense over here, because we do have a lot of seers left in the game. And a juggler. A juggler would work for the next one. So let's work on juggler. Pyro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1 more row up here. We might as well make it a pyro row. A pyro. Here is another trader. I am not afraid of this trader because I've already accomplished the 2 lines of defense and the 2 towers required, so I'll play it without fear. And now we have a seer. I would have loved to place the seer here, but I can't because of this circular chameleon. So I'll discard it, and I always take the seer ability, which is to reveal the next 4. Just gives you a bit of planning ability. We have a couple of jugglers, a pyro, and a chameleon. Oof. All right, so I'm going to place the chameleon here. And then I'm going to use the pyro ability to destroy the seer, which will drop this down, and jump this one into here. Nope, that's the worst place we could put it. Okay. Why would that be the worst place we could put it? Because a square, circle, and triangle would mean it would be very hard to fill this spot up over here. I'll then place this juggler triangle right there. And to make my life a little easier, since I'm planning on discarding this anyway, because it can't fit here and I can't place it up here with nothing here, I will use the juggler ability to swap these two. And the reasoning for that is that now this spot has two circles. Oh, I guess it already had a square. I don't think that made much of an impact, to be honest with you. So, whatever. Can't go all day. Next one. We have a pyro. Can use that pyro up here as we work on our third, fourth, and fifth lines of defense, which is, we need 6 of them. Jeez. It's going to be tough. Oh, another trader. All right, that's the third trader. So we will encounter this second ordeal. So over here, you see we have 3 traders, which we just received, including 1 mandatory. We now have 2 of the 3 mandatories. It says you have to have 2 towers. Well, that's 1, that's 2. And we have to have 2 lines of defense. That's 1, that's 2. So we have successfully encountered this ordeal. And we're now ready for the third, which again, in 3 traitors, we will need to have 6 lines of defense. We have 2 ready and a couple on the way. So let's see what happens. There is a chameleon. We're going to place the chameleon up here because we can use a pyro to drop it down in here. So let's see what happens. There's a square seer. I guess we could start on a seer line of defense at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's still legal. Here we have a triangle. Oh, looks like we didn't need that chameleon. We're just going to drop this in here and guarantee ourselves that third line of defense while we work on the last 3. We're halfway there. Oh, there's a trader. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to discard this trader. We've seen 6 out of 12 trader tiles. Well, this is 7, so there's still a lot. So it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But for now, I'll play it. Another seer, which can't go in here because of that square and that square. So we'll discard the seer to reveal 4. Oh, there's a mandatory. So there's the last of the mandatory traders. We have to play it. We will. And now I think we're going to spend some time with that deck, the rest of this deck, so that we can not get that third trader for a bit. So we're going to grab this juggler and drop it here. We're going to grab this seer and drop it here. And then we don't need this chameleon, but a square pyro right there would be great, and there happens to be one available. So we discard that, pull up the square pyro, and we're 3 out of 4 on lines of defense 4 and 5, and 2 out of 4 on line of defense. So this is going to be, it's going to be risky. Here's a circle. So I wanted to put it here, but I can't. Oh boy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw it away and juggle these, because now everything surrounding this spot is a triangle. So if I got a square or a circle, which I should have both available, we will be able to fill that in. We now have a circular seer, which will go lovely up here. And a square chameleon. I'll put that over here for now. Or could I use it? I can, and I will. I'm going to use that square chameleon to fill this spot up. And so here we go. We've got 4 out of 6 required. And there's a green. This does nothing for us, sorry. But if we could juggle something to make life a little easier, might as well. Although I don't think anything in particular will be useful. So I will place it here as defense for in case I have to throw away 4 tiles, I might as well have a few extra. There's a circle. That would have been great here, but it doesn't work. And I can't place it here. Can't go on top of this. Damn it. I have to throw this away without consequence. I could burn and jump something, but I don't think anything is useful. So we're going to keep going. Chameleon, circle. Well, I can't place this here, and I can't place any, again, have to discard without consequence. I wish I could place it just as defense for stuff I have to throw away, but it can't go here or on top of here or anywhere here. Next is a square pyro. We'll place the square pyro here for defense. And we might be able to hop it into here if we get another pyro. There's a seer. Oh, it would have been great right there. But we're going to discard it to reveal 4. 1, 2, traitor. 3, another traitor. Oh boy. This is bad. But the good news is we can drop this pyro in here. Right? And then we can use the seer. Oh, we could just drop the seer in here. Oh my god, I almost threw it away. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legal lines of defense, I believe. Yes, indeed. So now, without fear, I will encounter the last of these ordeals. It says after 3 traitors, 6 lines of defense are required, of which we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And somehow, with a stroke of luck, we have successfully defended from the menace and saved the world of dreams with our Castellion wall, and we can claim the victory card. Well, I hope you enjoyed that playthrough. I really do like this game. It's my favorite of the Universe games, even though I play Onirim more. That's also partially because Onirim has the app. This game, I would recommend, if you get it started, the Admiral's Academy. You'll lose a lot of what makes the game good if you start at the base level, because it takes away the strategy and just leaves the luck. So I recommend that. I recommend starting at this level. And if you guys are interested, I could always do a run through of the expert mode, which is called The Menace. I believe thematically in the first one, you're in the Architects Guild and you're like learning the basics of building a wall. The second one, you go to the Admiral's Academy to learn how to use the wall strategically. And in the third one, you end up basically doing things expertly. So basically, bastions do separate things, towers do separate things, lines of defense do separate things, the ordeals are flipped over, and my battery's running out, so I'm going to end things right now and by saying thank you so much for watching this. As my favorite author says, God damn it, you've got to be kind. Say bye, Ipo.